Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you are all having a wonderful day so far. I am back. It has been 2 weeks, I think. Last week I had a recording and I am back today. However, I'm still feeling a little bit of a jet lag. It's only a 3-hour delay and I don't know what's going on. But this past week, I've been like, I just want to stay in bed every day. Hello, Nicole. It does feel like 2 months, but it is nice to be back. And if you guys haven't noticed, while I was gone, we got lots of new product on the website as well as some new brands. Now, I know I have a lot of Canadians watching me, Shelly and Nicole. I know you're both Canadian. I hope you're doing well, by the way, Shelly. Last I heard, you got to go back home. So hopefully everything is well with you and that. But yes, we have finally, for the first time ever, made in Canada product, which is really exciting. It is the Crafters Workshop stencil butters. Not everything from the Crafters Workshop is made in Canada. However, all of the stencil butters are, and it's right on the packaging. So I'm excited to show you guys that today. Yes, you are doing well in updating your craft room. Oh, that's good. Well, before I show off the stencil butters, I am going to first talk about the flyer features. If you guys remember, before I left, we started this new thing called a flyer feature where every 2 weeks, it was supposed to be 2 weeks. However, it's been 3 weeks because we were gone and just too busy before we left to get things organized. We finally have a new flyer feature. So I'm going to flip my camera and show you guys the new flyer. So this is what it looks like. It should be on the home page of the website. Let me see if I can, I'm going to pull up my phone and see if it is on the home page. Okay, it is. So if you click the banner, it's also, you can see it on your computer. You can shop all the new bundles that we've added. There are 6 new bundles. And then if you scroll down, you can actually see the flyer itself. The one that's showing this is US, but I have a Canadian one here. And I have the product too. So I'm going to show off the bundles. I put these together because I did it this time. Hopefully you guys like the bundles I picked out. And it is all Creative Expressions products. So let's start from the top. I have a Christmas and a Halloween, and the rest are kind of summery. I love flowers, so there's quite a lot of flowers in the bundles. Shelly says her hubby told her yesterday that her craft room was not mess. I'm assuming she meant to say a hot mess. I just had creativity spills. The sweetest thing ever. That's funny. My craft room is also looking like a hot mess. Or maybe yours is not a mess. Maybe you did mean to say not mess. Good for you if you have a clean craft room. It's hard for me to keep it clean, especially when I feel like I've always got 10 different projects on the go. All right, let's show the bundles. So the first bundle is a Halloween one. I didn't really think this through, but I can just do it this way. So there is a die set here of some haunted houses. No, oh no, mine is a mess. Okay, maybe she did mean mess, I think. Then we have these adorable stamps, all Halloween themed. Jane's Doodle stamps are so cute. Then some kids. And then the last one, part of it is covered up, but there is there's the back of them. And then this one, I love the little dog mummified. So that is one of the bundles. Originally, it's $101 on for $49.99, so great savings. Then the next bundle are dies. So, oops, I just ripped that. There are 3 frame dies here, and these fit on these would fit on an A6. And then if you wanted to do a 5x7, you could add more frame to it to make it a larger card. But there are some 3 dies, and this is originally $81.12, and it's on for $39.99. So that is another bundle. Then the next one on the list is the grunge flower stamps. I really love these flower stamps. I'm honestly surprised we haven't sold out of these. So there are 4 stamps in this collection. This is the daffodils, and it is on a nice, I think this is rubber. Yes, rubber stamp. Rubber stamps, if you don't know, they are a higher quality than the clear ones. These last a lot longer, and you also don't, I find them a lot easier to clean. I don't have to be as careful with tearing anything, and same with peeling it on and off your acrylic stamping blocks. They're really good. Just if you don't, because I know most stamps that we sell are the clear ones, but these are a really high quality one. I think the price also might be a little bit higher because of it. This one, which I did use a little sample that I did with the new Crafters Workshop pastes. And then we have 2 others. I love the poppies. This would be so good for Remembrance Day. So there's 4 stamps in that. And originally it's $78.29 on for $29.99. So again, there are 4 stamps in there. The next one is a Christmas slimline one. These are also on the rubber stamps. Let's see if I can get this off without, I have an idea. Pull it out. There we go, so don't tear anything. So this front one, you can see most of the image there. Nice Christmas scene. So these are all winter and Christmas. That was Christmas, and these 2 are winter themed. And then some penguins and an igloo. And this is on for $25. Then I think the next one is the fairies. So there are 4 fairy stamps in this bundle. So here are some of them. And then this one's kind of covered, but you can, I don't know, at the back there is a fairy sitting on a flower. So for the 4 fairy stamps, it is $35. And then these I called like a flower frame. So we've got a heart stamp. This is a clear one. You've got sentiments, and then you've also got some extra flowers here. Those also look like poppies. Then this is a more rectangular or square. It depends on how you piece it together, with some sentiments, and then a circle. Actually, it's kind of like an oval. And that is $25 for the 3 stamps. So that is the flyer feature. It is on until July 18th. And then we will be doing a new one. So these are up for now. Hello, Joanne. I haven't seen you on live in a while. I hope you are doing well. Okay, let's get into the Crafters Workshop. So I have them beside me, kind of organized by color. So let's start with the bright colors, and then we can get into the different kind of color ranges. So there's so many colors for you guys to choose from. There are individual ones, and then there are also some bundled ones, which I'll show you later. And just a reminder, these are made in Canada. I got to meet the owner. Her name's Jamie, and oh my gosh, she is a sweetheart. So I'm really excited to start working with her. She is one of the sweetest people I've ever met. So it is really nice to support a company that, 1, is manufactured in Canada, and 2, she's a really genuinely really nice person. So I'm very happy. So these are some of the colors. I'll just go through them. We've got orchid. I'm going to put them upside down so they don't roll around. Then we've got ocean blue, and they are a shimmery stencil butter. Then this is, oh gosh, I'm going to butcher this. Gambogi. I'm assuming. Then this is Sunshine. Now this one's actually not too bright. I was debating between this going in the brights little category or the softer colors, but I couldn't decide, so I put it in the brights. And then Marigold, obviously, look at how bright that color is. I've got more. This is a Rose Pink, and then this is Turquoise. Like, look how beautiful. Then we've got a Summer Sky. This is Lime Green. There is Tangerine. This is Eggplant. Barn Door. Now this would be a really beautiful color for Christmas. And then I've got Watermelon. Oh, that's so beautiful. I know, these colors are so pretty. By the way, hi, Linda. And Fuchsia. Oh my gosh, I think this might be a favorite. Obviously, it's pink. And another, this is Terra Verde, sorry. I know vert is green in French, so maybe that's what that's supposed to be. These two colors, where'd that barn door go? Would be really nice for Christmas. And then this one is Crimson, and that one would also work really nicely. So this one I think would definitely be a really good like poinsettia color, because you can see it's a little bit more pink, and this one's a little bit more of that brighter red. So anyway, I'm just getting excited for Christmas. So those are the brights that I have here. I have to move it over because there's not enough room on my counter here for it all. So let's go to the softer, more pastel colors now. So this one is Hydrangea. Then we've got Oyster. This is a like very soft, like white slash pearly silvery gray. Then we've got Pink Lemonade. This one I think is my favorite. It is Blush. That and the Fuchsia, I love them both. And this one's really pretty too. Violet. A little bit there. Then we've got Cornflower Blue. Seafoam, so pretty. This is Sage. I also like Sage, and this is another really nice one, Beach Grass. It is a really subtle green, which is really nice. And then Ocean Mist, another beautiful one. I just want to play with them all. Green Pear, a Sea Glass. Then we've got Dune. Could be used for like sand. Seashell. And then I have some more, what would I call these? These are not, darker maybe, not so bright and vibrant. So I'm going to show these ones off. I've got apricot, however you pronounce it. I don't eat those. We've got terracotta. Then we've got chocolate. Nice brown. Chartreuse. I'm running out of space again. This is Fern. Really nice green. Navy. I think this one is sold out. I think that might be like one of the only ones that's sold out. Denim. That's a really nice one as well. And then olive. And yellow ochre. All right, now I've got some more of like the metals, maybe the colors. So this is Champagne Gold. I did use this one today. I love, they're just so pretty. Then we've got a black, which is a shimmery, like it's got that shine to it as well. Then we have Copper Penny. And then we've got Platinum. And then I just want to show this one. And Stormy. So Platinum is definitely more of the gray. And then Stormy, I find, so it's got a bit of a cooler tone to it. And then this is Driftwood, another really good color. And Pearl White. So A lot of really beautiful colors. And Shelly, I guess, has worked with these. She says they're amazing to work with. And the other thing is they don't seem to dry out like the others do, which is amazing. So I'm really excited. I actually haven't had really any time other than right before my live, I did this to play with them. So we're going to play with them together. I'm just going to make some space. Oops. Get those off. And then I'm just going to push this aside. Hopefully nothing drops. Oh gosh, not enough counter space. All right, so we also have stencils, which I think I'll go through as well. So I'm just gonna flip through these so you guys can see the different stencils. There are 6x6. I will be working with some of these today. There are some samples on Facebook, on the Crafters Workshop Facebook account, that are really beautiful as well. Like, you can do so many different things with these. It just depends on your personal taste and style. You could make some really elegant ones with some nice stencils. You could also do some more grungy ones. You could do soft colors. You could do bright colors. There's so many options. Like I said, there are a lot of stencils. Have you counted how many colors there are? I have not, but I have a feeling there is, I think on the website, I remember there being about 40, I think were listed. All right, so those are the stencils. There might be a couple missing in here. Marianne may have taken, I think there is, yes, I think she did take some because there's a tree one, not that one, that I don't see in here. Oh no, maybe she didn't take it. Oh yeah, so these are the ones I was really liking. Look at that. Okay, let's start. I think I'm going to do just a generic first 1/over stencil to show you. And for that, let's do just a background one. So let me find out what one I want to pick. I think I might do the butterflies is really nice. The stars is really nice as well. Kind of like this because it is generic. Let's do that one. I could really add any sentiment to that. I want. Yeah, I agree with you, Nicole. They're so beautiful. Okay, let's cut a piece of cardstock to 6x6. Oh, actually, before I get too far, I forgot to mention this. So Marianne was actually explaining this to me because I didn't know what it was originally. So these are little sheets. These are not meant to be what you put your project on. These are so that way your pastes don't dry out or absorb into anything as you work with them. So you can mix colors on here. You can just put colors on here as you pick them up. Might as well tear one out, but it is not meant to be your kind of cardstock. There are 30 tearaway sheets. They are disposable. Your paint won't soak through. It is a smooth surface, quick for cleanup, and great for travel. So one thing about these is they do dry out really quickly. So having it on here versus a glass mat will just, I think, help. I don't actually know if the glass mat and that would make a difference, but I have a feeling it would. I know if you put it on paper, it is definitely going to dry out quicker. All right, 6x6. I am going to do it a little bit larger than a 6x6, just 1/8 of an inch, so that way I can hold my stencil in place with a piece of tape. So open this up. And then I'm going to grab some low-tack tape. This is the Couture Creations. And what I'm going to do is just wrap the corner. And before I do that, I think I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer. That should be good. So put that down. that down. That should be good there. And then now I've got to pick a color. I think I want to do pink, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to save pink for a later one because I do have a flower stencil that I grabbed for this. So let's do, I'm debating, I think blue would be nice, or even a green. Where is that green? Beach grass, I think, is the green I liked. We'll do that one. Or maybe we'll do, no, I'm going to do a vibrant one because I know I'm going to pick the softer colors later. So maybe I will do this one I can't pronounce. Terra Vita, something like that. Then a palette knife. And then I think we're sold out of these, but we will be getting more in. If I can open it. So this will fit over top of the 6x6 stencil perfectly, so you don't have to worry about going over and any lines like that showing up. Hello, B. Sorry, can't watch today. Oh no, I will miss you. But yes, come back and watch later because this is a new product also made in Canada, so you're not going to want to miss it. All right, so I'm going to, I think that's too much. Let's do about that much. I think that should be good. And I'm just going to put it on here for now. And then you will want to make sure you close this up before it dries out. And then how do I want to pick this up? Let's pick it up this way. And I'm going to put a little bit along the bottom and drag. Maybe I didn't grab enough. We shall see. Yeah, I'm going to need more. Okay, we'll grab more. I don't want to grab too much. That should definitely be enough. I'm just going to put it right there. That's where I'm missing most of it. And just work my way around. I'm now thinking it might be easier to fill in the gaps. And then I can go over it once I'm filled all the space to make it nice and flat. And then I'm just going to put some of the excess back in. Make sure everything is covered. Okay. Scrape that, put that in there. Close that up. I'm just going to make a mess with my fingers. Oops. It is like mudding drywall. That's exactly what I was thinking as I was doing it. All right, now that that's covered, I'm going to do one pass over. And then I'm going to take a baby wipe and I'm going to clean off these tools while that just sits for a little bit because this dries really quickly. It takes about, depends on how thick, but it takes about 15 to 30 minutes to dry. So I don't want this to dry on here. Just clean that up. All right, now going to slowly peel. Grab my hook tool. Love this thing. Get underneath of there if I can get it. There we go. Voila. Perfect stencil. Now I should have grabbed a bucket to soak this in so that way it doesn't dry. So I'm just going to try and clean that quickly. Don't want to ruin my stencil. Probably I'm going to have to soak this after just to make sure it is nice and clean. I totally thought about it. I saw a nice big bowl out there that I was like, oh, that'll be perfect to soak all my stuff in after stenciling, but I forgot. Okay, just clean it up enough. If I can pick this up. There we go. Oh, I forgot. I could have done another technique afterwards and picked that up with another piece of paper, like the leftover, what was sitting on top of the stencil. We'll do that next for the next stencil I use. I'm just gonna, again, give it a nice little, so it's easier for me to clean later on. Holy, I can't get this off. It's not sticky, it's just wet. Come on. There we go. And just wipe the back side. Holy, a lot of green. All right, that should be good enough for now. I'll clean the rest later. Now I've got green hands. I actually watched Wicked on my way home, or on my way to Las Vegas. So I kind of feel like, not Glenda, it's Alphaba. I feel like Alphaba with my green hands. Has anyone seen that show? I am using the stencil butter. All right, so now I can show you. Should be able to see that shimmer. I am going to put my flashlight on it too, because I do find it makes it a little bit better, especially on camera because you can't see. Like you can see the shimmer reflecting off of it. Oh, I wish you could see it in person. Anyway, so that I'm going to set aside to dry. It will be dry, I think, in the next 10 minutes. And we'll move on to something else. Okay, I did see a technique online. I saw actually a few techniques online, so I'm going to do that with you guys today. I do have some cardstock that, oops, getting green on. Let me just wipe my fingers. Don't want to get green everywhere. I should use pink. Yeah, I have my headphones are now pink, and my boyfriend asked, my fiance asked, why are your headphones pink? And I goes, because I work with a lot of pink at work, and so everything I touch kind of turns to pink. Does anyone else have that problem? Sometimes their crafts mess or inks end up on other things. Okay, I'm grabbing a new one. All right, so this next technique I saw, I don't know if they used it wet or dry. So I did wet some and I did dry some. I think I'm going to like the dry better. So I'm going to pick some colors and I'm just going to do a background, and then we can, and not a bad thing, I know, right? Now he won't use them because they're pink. I'm going to do a background and then we'll stencil over top. This one, I think I'm going to do, let's see what stencil I want to use. Maybe I'll do the flowers over top. So let's do I want to put two different colors on top. So like a blue background with pink on top for the stencil. So I'm going to grab the Ocean Mist. There is a sky one. Oh, that might be too close. Where's the sky? Looking for the sky. Oh, Summer Sky. And I need something not too close, a little bit different, and maybe a green. Those three, I think those three would be a good background together. Let me just see if there's any others. There's so many to pick from. Okay, I think I'm going to do these colors. So I'm going to start with, I think, the lighter color. Grab my palette knife. And I'm going to grab that paper. Take a little bit out. Put that there. I'll start with this color. So what they did, you can do it with your fingers or a makeup sponge. I'm going to do a makeup sponge. Was they picked up some of the stencil butter and then in a circular motion added it to their page and then added it in various places. This one is really light, so it's not showing up too bright, which is good. The other colors are hopefully going to come a little bit brighter. So I'm just adding it in little sections. I think I'm going to want more blue and just little hints of green, so put a good amount of blue on here. I definitely grabbed way more than I need. So before it dries too much, I am going to just put that back in. Oh, that's not the right color. Should be good. Then the next color I'm going to do is the other blue, which should show up a little bit better. I grabbed too much last time, so let's just grab a little bit less. And then I'm just going to fold my sponge the other way. Pick up some of that blue. All right, this is showing up a little bit better. And just blend it in a circular motion together. I might have too much on it. It might leave some marks, so I might just try and move it around. So I'm going to do this, and then I've got to make sure I leave some space for the green because I want a little bit more color differentiation. Fine, I've either got too much or too little. I can't seem to find a happy medium for this color, picking it up. This better look good at the end. Right now it looks like a hot mess, but I have faith. Add a little bit up here. Here. Do some more here. This is also drying very quickly. That first color is already completely dry, so maybe I should add. Let me grab that wet sponge because it'll help blend the colors together a bit better because it is going to just wet it and make it movable again. So I'm just where the colors are meeting, I'm just going to go back over and blend a little bit better. All right, then I'm going to grab the green and close this before I forget. This is green pear. I only need a very small amount. And then with the wet sponge, this will help blend it a little bit better. Add the green. Yes, it is drying very quickly, so I got to be a little bit quicker. I might need to go back in with that first color just to help blend it a little bit nicer. You can also watercolor with these as well, which I might try to do if I have time. Okay, I'm going back in with the wet sponge in that first color to go back over top of the areas that dried already, just to try and blend it a little bit better. Okay, that doesn't really seem to be doing much. Going back with the green. Maybe I'll use a dry sponge because that might make the green a bit more vibrant, and then maybe that'll fade a little bit nicer. Yeah, so the dry sponge is definitely making it a bit more vibrant. Okay, the dry is the way to go when doing this. So I'm just going back in and trying to blend any harsh lines. Hopefully it looks good at the end after I do this. Okay, then I need to go back in with the blue. Let's see if I can just blend with whatever's left on here. All right, I'm going to say that's good enough. Now we'll just stencil over top of it. Might use that later, so I'm just going to set that aside for now. Grab my flower stencil. I don't think I loved the technique. I think I messed up something, but whatever. And then I'm going to grab my Hunky Dory tacky mat. Put this over top. And then I'm going to grab, I think, the watermelon. And just clean off my palette knife. And I'm just going to use this palette knife to fill in the flowers instead of the large one. I don't need the large one for this. This is such a pretty color. Well, while I'm here, I might as well talk about my Las Vegas trip. It was a lot of fun. Went to see the Grand Canyon. I've actually been to Las Vegas. That was my third time, and that was my first time ever going to Grand Canyon. My dad actually took my mom and I on a helicopter ride in the Grand Canyon, which is really cool. And then worked the rest of the trip. Had a little bit of time. I think I had 3 hours at the pool too, which was nice. It's funny though, because this is a Hunky Dory stencil. One sec, I'll find it after I finish this. It's funny though, because I left Canada's heat, and somehow it was cooler in Las Vegas than it was in Canada. So being in Las Vegas, I actually escaped the heat somehow. Doesn't sound right, but that is what happened. Right, just need a little bit more over here. So I'm just going to pick up anything that's sitting on the top and filling in those areas. LOL, drooling over the keyboard. All right, just go back over. All right, moment of truth. Does my ugly background ruin this? No, it's not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right, that's positive. So I do need to trim this down a little bit, but that is one way to do it. And then I'm going to set that aside to dry. You can actually see this is like a, I think modeling paste is what they call it, but there is definitely that raised texture. It's not flat. How amazing to see the Grand Canyon that way. I know, right? My boyfriend's gone before, but he was jealous to hear that I got to go on a helicopter. This is the layered flowers mask from Hunky Dory. The SKU is FTLM 460. All right, so I have another, let's do the watercolor technique. I'm just gonna wipe this quickly before it gets hard on here. Lots of baby wipes today. Are they just shiny or metallic? I would say shiny. Come on, focus. I would say shiny, but I could be mistaken. I'm just going to wipe this so my stencil doesn't get ruined because it's already drying. I can see. Again, this stuff dries really quickly. I'm going to grab that first stencil we did, and I'm sure it will be dried already. How was my class presentation? It was good. People liked it. However, someone was rude and I did end up crying in front of everybody. So that part was not fun. That is why I don't teach in-person classes. I don't handle criticism very well. So yeah, I prefer to do it online for that reason, but it did not scare me away. I will be I only teach in-person classes probably twice a year for that reason. I've never had a great experience teaching other than one of the classes I did recently. We did a private class with the Pondering Dreams kit. So if you're watching and you were in that class, I did enjoy that with you guys. But yeah, that is, if you wonder why I don't teach classes and Marianne does it, is for that reason. Okay, let's do the watercolor technique I wanted to try. So I'm going to pick various colors. Let's pick some new colors. I've already done these ones. Thank you. Yes, online is much easier because I don't have to worry about if someone's rude. I've never had a rude comment, so thank you, everybody, for your kindness. Okay, I think let's add a green in here. And this is the only green that I really love with these. So I'm going to, I haven't done this. Again, I'm like testing this. I need my watercolor brushes. There they are. These are the Couture Creations ones. Or not Couture, no, Crafter's Companion. There's too many companies that have a CC in their name. So I'm just going to get some water out here. And let's do what color combination or what order? Let's do that order. How do I not have any pink? I just realized no pink. That is so unlike me. I have to have pink. Yes, I've lived by, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I wish more people lived by that. Okay, I'm going to pick up some pink. Oh, you know what I might actually do? Actually, no. I'm not going to. I'm going to add this. And let's do some let's make it like a stripe. Like stripes of the different colors. So I've just added some water into the pastes. And I'm going to start brushing it on my cardstock. And I'm going to grab a paper towel because it sometimes it collects at the end. I am using a watercolor cardstock too, if you are curious. Okay, so I've got pink. Let's wipe that up and do purple next. There's so many things you guys can do with these. This is really my first time getting to play with them because I just got home, or actually we got back to work on Wednesday because we had Monday and Tuesday off, which was nice of Dennis. And also one thing I forgot too, I actually, for the first time ever, had a canceled flight coming home from Canada, or coming home to Canada. So I got one less day of a long weekend, but it was okay because I got to spend time with my family. That's the nice thing about working for my parents is when we have downtime, I'm not alone. I'm always with my mom and dad. So we went, and after our canceled flight, we got some nice Mexican food from this nice local little mom and pop shop place. Who else likes Mexican food? I like Mexican food, but it can't be spicy. I like it. Did you say hot pink? I didn't say hot pink, but I said, how could I not pick pink? I didn't have pink in my colors for some reason. Okay, we'll do a little bit more purple in the middle. My brush is a little dry. And then let's do blue. Oh, I just remembered. Oh, it's not completely dry yet. I just touched it. Not completely dry. So we'll come back to that after I'm done this, and it should be fully dry by then. Wipe some of that purple off. My hands are going to be so inked. I miss Chi-Chi's restaurants. I don't know. I've never been to those. I actually haven't heard of that. Is that, did they have that in Peterborough, Nicole? Pick up the blue. Squeeze a bit of water out. I'm just going to make sure there's no purple. That should be good. Pick a bit more water. Mix it in. I am really liking this background more than the first background I did. That is for sure. And the colors do blend together, which is nice, especially with the water. It helps because it dries so quick. Turn it over. All right, then we will do the green. Can you stamp over it? Absolutely. I can. Let's do a stamp over it after I'm done this, because it will be drying time. I can tell it's already drying. We will do a stamp over top, and I will put the paste on the stamp. Really do not need much for this at all, like just the tiniest little amount. Pick up some water. Oh, how was everybody's Canada Day weekend? Did anybody go to any like fairs or anything? It was my dad's birthday, so we celebrated his birthday, and I played with all my nieces and nephews in a little bouncy castle. Too bad blush is not there. I know. Roses, the blush is so pretty. Maybe I'll have to use that for something else. Okay, wipe that. Clean this. And the last color, this yellow, just a small amount is needed. I don't know what she did with these containers, but they somehow do not dry out. It didn't come with the seal on top of it too, which is normally all of our pastes come with seals, but they did not dry out, which is quite surprising and really nice. Now this kind of gives me a gold vibe, sunshine, because of the sparkle, not sparkle, the shimmer in these. All right. Look at how beautiful. And there is the shine. You can kind of see it there. Might add a flashlight on top of it too, just to help make that shine pop. There you can see the shimmer on it. So even with the water, adding the water and diluting it with the water, it still has a really pretty shimmery effect, which is quite surprising because normally I find with pastes that have the shimmer to it, when you dilute it with water, I find it normally loses that sparkle, but not this. This is still very sparkly. All right, I'm just gonna quickly just clean this so that way it doesn't ruin my brush. And then we can stamp on top of the background we just made. Let's do, that should, I'm just gonna blast it with some heat quickly. I just wanted to make sure that yellow was nice and dry because that was the last color we did. And then I do have this same stamp already set up, but I think I might want to use a different one. Let's grab, I think the poppies is what I'm leaning towards, or the daffodils. I think I'm going to do the poppies. So this is one of the ones that are in, does oyster make the color lighter? Hold on, I'm trying to find oyster. Where is oyster? I don't know where my oyster is. Oh, here's oyster. I don't know if it makes the color lighter, but I'm sure it would. If you mixed this with this, I know you can mix the colors. Maybe we'll try that. And then we'll try that. Do that with a red, maybe. Let's do it with the barn door and see if it makes it a lighter color. So I'm going to grab that special paper and try mixing the two colors. Oh, I'm hoping. I just got a notification that there is an instability issue with the program I'm using. So fingers crossed I don't lose you. Oh, it says I'm still going. Okay. So we'll add some oyster, or that's not oyster, that's barn door. I think I need that much, should be good. Just clean off the palette knife so I don't get any red in the oyster. I should have done that first, but whatever. Just gotta make sure I clean it really good. No, I think my storage is getting full because the weather is beautiful here. So yes, this definitely dilutes the color a little bit. So it will make it not so bright. So I will do, kind of see, let's do another swatch of this beside that so you can see the difference. Gosh, this looks like lipstick. I just want to put it on my lips. Okay, put the swatch beside so you can see. Hopefully, you should be able to see the difference there. I could add more, but I don't want to dilute it too much because I want a nice vibrant color. But yes, it will definitely make it a lighter color. Good question. All right, so now let's do the stamping. So I'm just going to put this in my platform. And then I'm going to take my poppy stamp out. Peel the backing. And I'm just going to adjust my magnets and my tape, whatever. My tape's good enough. Okay. Looks centered enough to me. I'm just going to pick that up. And then I'm just going to set that aside because it is zoomed in quite a bit. And I'm going to grab a brayer and pick up, it's very globby, too much, get some off, and put it all over the stamp. You could also do this, oops, wrong color. You could also do this with a sponge applicator as well. All right. Just a little bit more on that side. I think I put it on too thick, but we'll see what happens. Stamp done. And I'm just going to peel it slowly. Yes, I definitely put too much on. It is very thick, but pretty, that's for sure. So now let's do it again, but on a, try and make it a little bit flatter. So that, again. And another piece in here. Hopefully that's centered enough. Oh no, I want to do it on black. Actually, no, I'll do it on white. Okay, let's do this again and try and make it not so thick. Maybe I need to clean this off just so it doesn't have so much on it. Hello, Kelly. Yeah, you should look up some more techniques online because there's tons of videos out there of some different ways of using this stencil butters. So this is just some things I saw that I wanted to try out. Oh, move that over a bit. There we go, that should be good enough. Right, I missed this side. Come on, get it all there. I'm gonna try and stamp it again. Just add more to this side here. It's missing a little bit. Very grungy. Well, it's a grungy stamp, so it goes well with the grungy look. Again, it is nice and shimmery. It's just not really, the camera does not do this justice. All right, let's go over again some of the things we did. This is the first little background we did. Let's touch it. Oh, it's still a little bit wet. Then we did, oops, I just smudged this with my finger by accident. I smudged that. This was a background technique I did. I don't love it. Need to work on it. And then I did the watercolor kind of background with it. And then I just did another one here. And then I did the exact same technique for this as well with the gold on the black. So that is the gold. Come on, focus. No, it's not focusing. All right. Now there's so many things you could do with this. I'm just going to tell you another idea that I was going to do. So there are these layering stencils. I was going to ink every color but the pink. Should I just do it? I'm going to do it. I don't care how long this takes. Okay, I'm just going to wipe this just so it's not so thick and messy. And then I'm going to wipe the stamp. I am going to go run this under water and use, I have a little brush thing that cleans the stamps, so it'll get in those grooves a little bit better than what I'm doing right now. As long as I get most of it dry or clean, at least the top, the surface, because that's what I stamp with. The grooves doesn't matter too much right now. Well, Nicole, you should try this technique with some of the stencils. Okay. Just give this a quick wipe. Oh, I'm running out of room here. Okay, now I'm going to give my hands a quick wipe because I've got every color on them. Okay, I'm going to grab, this is a square stencil, but let's see how big it fits. I can peel it open, come on. You have 3 colors in mind. What colors are those, Nicole? I have a feeling one is blush. You want me to do it on the 6x6? Okay, we'll cut a 6x6. Blush, oyster, and green. All right, I'm gonna do the blush color. I don't want every, I should have done that slightly larger. Oh well. I'm not gonna do every color stencil because it does get hard to stencil multiple layers. I think I'm going to do this one. We'll do this one in the oyster, or the blush. Where'd the blush go? Or should I do 2? Maybe I'll do these 2 in the oyster. No, well, maybe green and blush is what we'll do those ones in. All right, I'm going to stencil the other ones. Does these stencils, I know there's an order. Okay, perfect. I just guessed, and I have mask A correct. I'm going to do this in an orange color. Just grab low tack tape just so my stencil doesn't move too much. I did grab some inks, so I think I'm going to do dried marigold. Just stencil the first layer. Such a pretty color. I think this color will go really nicely with the blush. All right, stencil 1 done. How am I going to get it off now? There we go. Okay, next stencil is this one. Goes here. Just trying to center it best I can. I should have marked the corners, the edges, because then it would have been perfectly. Ooh, I think I've got it. Okay, now I need tape. Hopefully that doesn't move. All right. This next one is supposed to be pink, but I think I might do, what was the other color that Nicole said? Sage or something. Let's do, I think these 2 would look good together. Do those 2. I'm debating on doing this one in, oh boy, what color? Oh boy, this is tough. Let's do this in the pink. I'm switching up what I said I was doing. Okay, I'm going to do this one in the pink. I'm just going to clean this a bit better. And you know what I'm actually going to do, I think, for this? Instead of the palette knife, I think I'm going to use a sponge because I want it to be a bit flatter. I don't want a lot of the, I don't want it to be thick. Maybe I do because it's such a soft color. Maybe I'm going to make it thick. Scratch that. We're going thick. Okay, definitely need more. I'm just going to add a whole glob. Such a pretty color. I love the shimmer on these. They're just, it's like iridescent shimmer. It's not like a sparkle. Like you can't see the sparkles because it's so fine. All right, everything looks covered, so I'm just going to try and flatten this so it's not so thick. Try and remove any excess. I could use that large tool, but this one I have a little bit more control with. So I'm just removing any excess because I want it to be, my mom's texting me. I want it not too thick, so that should be good there, I think. Even though some is still coming off, I'm going to say it's good. And then we're going to blast it with some heat, the heat gun, to get it to dry. Ooh, looks pretty already. I'll lift it up to show you. You can definitely see the dimension in that. Okay, I'm gonna make it dry. Okay, I think it's dry enough. Seems to be. Fingers crossed I don't accidentally squish it with my next stencil layer, but we'll see what happens. Next, I need to make sure I cover that so it doesn't dry out. Then I'm going to just give my palette knife a little clean. And then the next stencil, I was going to do this one in a color, but I don't think I'm going to. I should have done this one already. I do worry. Still a bit. Just gotta be careful. I guess I could add paste to this. Let's just do it. I could squish it because it's not completely dry, but I'll just have to be careful not to apply too much pressure. Okay, let's do the green. This is the beach grass. I do have to be careful since this is a little bit raised from the last stencil butter I just added. It is definitely sticking to the stencil. It's not dry enough, but whatever. There should be a teeny tiny little, yeah, this is definitely sticking. I might have just messed this up. Let's see what happens. Wish there was a tiny little palette knife though to get these areas a little bit more intricately. I don't know if that's the proper word, but you know what I mean. So I'm not making such a mess all over the stencil. Fingers crossed, this looks good. Because what I normally would suggest is just picking one layer to do the stenciling with, because it is hard to stencil. And if you are adding the layer, make sure it's your final layer, because I've done this before. It is hard to stencil layer after layer after layer, because then it just, your paper is too raised, like it gets your stencils coming off the paper. It's not flat to your paper, so then you get, it's not a perfect stencil. It's kind of messy looking, so see what happens. They're just so pretty. I want as much as I can, as much shine of this, like as much of the paste I can put on, because it's so shimmery. Okay, almost done, and then we'll see a moment of truth what happened underneath. It still looks good, or if it's completely squished. Okay, now I'm going to just carefully scrape the top layer. Okay. Oh, I'm nervous for this. All right, let's see what happened. All right, so it did not squish as much as I thought it was going to. I thought it stuck a little bit more, but you can see what I mean by it's not as perfect of, okay, well, you can kind of see it gets a little bit, not as perfect. I mean, there's only a few spots like that, so honestly, I'm very impressed with how it turned out that way. Now there is one more layer, and this layer goes on top of the, in the middle and on top. I think I've already layered it once. Let's do a third layer. So I'm going to give this some, dry it with some of the heat, but you can see it coming to life. There's one layer left, so I'm going to heat this. You do have to be careful with adding too much heat because it will bubble if you add too much or if you hold it too close to your stencil. Right, so my last layer, where did I even put it? It's over here. Still a little bit, whatever. I made it this far. Oh, that does something that's not right. There we go. Is that right? It's gotta be. I think it's right. The centers line up, but the other spots kind of look funny. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. I have to be really careful with this. So this is I'm gonna do a third layer. I feel like I need something a little bit brighter, like a yellow. Is that too bright though? Or I could do the gold. Let's do the gold. Champagne gold. And again, I've got to be careful with this, so I need some tape. Where'd my tape go? It is. This is the last layer of stencil. Okay. I have to be very careful. Oh no. Wait a minute. Is this lined up right? I'm very confused. I think it is, but the dots look funny. It's confusing me. I don't know if I have this right. If you can see, let me hold it up for you to see what I mean. So if you look at the dots, it doesn't look right. Let me see if I can try and figure out this positioning a little bit better. I do not know. Is this? Oh, and I'm messing up my green. It's not dry enough. I thought it was upside down. That looks more right. But still, I'm having doubts. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because I can't seem to figure out that last layer. I think it is supposed to go like this. Wait a minute. I think I might have it. All right. I think I have it. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Oh, but it's still not perfect. And I'm going to mess up the green. Okay, I'm leaving it. I'm going to mess the green up if I go anymore. It's already transferring onto this. Okay, we're going to leave it there. All right, we're leaving it at this so you can see the stencil paste. Definitely gives it a nice pop. Okay, that is, I think, the longest live I have done. Hopefully, I know Nicole and Shelly had fun. So hopefully anybody else watching has also got to enjoy some of that. Okay, well, let's do a giveaway. Let's do, oh, I have these packs. Let's open up this one and see what's in here, and then I'll give this away. I've got an X-Acto knife, that's easier. All right, so in this pack, we have a summer sky, pink lemonade, watermelon, and hydrangea. Now I've got to pick a question. Thank you, Shelly. and Nicole. You guys are great at commenting and answering me, so thank you. I appreciate it. And you guys are both on YouTube, so hopefully you guys are able to see each other's comments. Okay. The first person to comment where I was last week. If you can comment that, you're going to win. Let's see who can comment it. Where was I? Las Vegas. Congrats, Nicole. You have won the little bundle. Marianne, you were also right, but Nicole, you got it first. So in your next order, you will get this little bundle. All right. Well, I hope you guys learned some new things. Don't forget, there are more videos online. This was my first time getting to play with this, so I know I could have probably done things a little bit better, but that is what I do. I learn from these lives as well. So you guys do too. But yeah, I hope you guys liked that. I will be back live again next week. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have anything planned until next year. So nothing's going to be pre-recorded for a while, which will be nice. I much prefer the lives. I don't have anyone to talk to when I record and ask questions to. So thank you to everybody who watched me today. I will see you all next week at the same time, same place. We have a lot of new brands, so I have a feeling I might do a WOW live next week. We'll see. All right. Bye, everybody.